No. It's said in a joke or in passing, like, if you're having a hot flash or your brain took a walk, and it's made a joke and made light of, but we don't talk anything substantive at all. At least I haven't heard that. I don't think women understand that the things that they're experiencing are menopause. And you go to a doctor and they say, they send you for a CAT scan, or they send you for an MRI, or they think you're having stomach problems. They don't put it together at all. And so we never put it together. I learned so many things in terms of the symptoms that I didn't even think were related to menopause. And I wish I knew it 20 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of grief. I think the brain fog and the feeling of losing yourself, your whole way of knowing yourself, knowing your body and living in your body, being in step, changes, and your self-confidence takes a hit, because all of a sudden you literally lose at least from my individual perspective, you lose yourself for a while, and you don't understand what it is, that it will end at some point, that you will get yourself back, and that you're not losing your mind. Yeah. Oh golly, I think the roller coaster of emotion. I have always been very calm and even. And it was a real shock to me to feel deeply depressed or irritable, easily angered, which is just not me, or wasn't me, and isn't me any longer. But those are personal things. It feels like that's your personality, or there's something, is it early onset Alzheimer's, or like what's going on? You're not in step, but nobody can tell you what's going on. And I had a saying at that point where I saw quite a few medical specialists, and I said, please, when I go in here, let him know more or her know more than I do. And I always felt it does make sense, but I felt I was the expert in the room, and I had to do so much heavy lifting to try to find out information, but never connected it to menopause, and nobody ever made the connection for me. Yeah. That all the symptoms were exactly, you go down the checklist and they're all there, and yet the penny didn't drop for anybody. And that's a lot of specialists, at various levels. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Every kind of alternative and mainstream. I was on hormonal replacement therapy, and I was in the unfortunate cadre that was caught right in the middle of the release of the information on the large study on HRT. So I was taking HRT happily, doing fine with it. 202, the results came out. And then 203, it was just a downward spiral. Sleep problems, horrendous, there's a domino effect. You have this going on, you don't sleep for a long time, and then other things start to come into the forefront. Yeah. And they stop like this, the interruption of HRT and the lack of doctor coaching to help you through it, to know what to expect, really meant that we wore it. We were the ones that had to navigate it, and nobody told you that the reason is because you've stopped the hormones, or it's reduced the prescription has been reduced. You just have to live with it and think you're going crazy.
Starting this journey?
Oh boy, I'd first of all, I had tried to find a good efficacy-based source of information, and at that time there were so many myths and so many belief systems that the medical profession had that filtered the information in a way that made it not accessible to me. So if my younger self had first tried to find efficacy-based information to arm myself, and then I would be a real vocal, very vocal in my discussions with medical practitioners, which I'm not uncomfortable doing, but I would have then be armed with information, and I would have more a holistic view of what was happening to me, so that I could talk about that and not just go to this specialist that dealt with stomach and this, because it's a holistic impact that menopause has. So that's, and really believe in yourself and listen to yourself and fight the fight with the medical profession or whoever you're getting treatment from.
I like that.
Yes, fight the fight.
That's